Before you continue, make sure you hit subscribe to my channel. I never meant to overhear anything. I was just getting a drink in the kitchen when I caught her laughter drifting in from the living room. That carefree, mocking tone that used to feel sweet to me now felt like a knife. "He never surprises me," she said. 6 simple words, but they landed harder than a punch. Her friends laughed, but all I heard was that line piercing straight into my chest. I stood behind the wall, out of sight, hand tightening around my glass. "Come on, Emma," Tara teased. "You mean never? Not even your birthday?" "Nope," she replied, playful voice layered with something darker, disappointment. Mark's predictable. Same dinners. Same routines. She didn't have to say the rest out loud. The implication was clear. Sweet, but boring. That laughter kept going. But all I could hear was something breaking that I thought was unbreakable. When her friends finally left about an hour later, she walked into the kitchen scrolling her phone, humming like nothing happened. She didn't even notice the untouched water glass or the way I stared at her, like she was a stranger wearing my wife's face. "Hey," she said lightly. "You good?" I forced a smile. "Yeah, just tired." She kissed my cheek and went upstairs, and in that exact moment I felt something inside me snap. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling while she slept peacefully beside me. I replayed every year I spent trying to be dependable, solid, someone she could trust. But somehow reliable turned into predictable. Stability became boring. And the thought that maybe she didn't want a steady man anymore twisted my stomach. Around 2 a.m., her phone buzzed. Normally, I never care to check. But something, instinct, fear, whatever, made my eyes shift toward the screen. Can't stop thinking about tonight winking face. My heart dropped. The screen went dark again, leaving me in silence with the sound of my pulse pounding. I stared at her sleeping face, innocent or pretending to be, and that's when denial started dissolving. The following day, I watched her closer. The quiet smile she sent to her phone while we ate breakfast. The way she flipped her phone face down when I got too close. That evening, she said she was heading to yoga, but her yoga mat was still in the closet. I followed. Shame burned in my chest, even while I justified every second of it. She pulled up outside a small bar downtown. Through the window, I saw her, laughing across from a man I didn't know, her hand on his arm, his smile confident. The same smile she hasn't given me in months. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I just sat there gripping my steering wheel, breath tight, watching a betrayal I never thought would be mine. Later that night when she came home, she acted like nothing had happened. Kissed me, told me she loved me, turned away, and went asleep. I stared at her back and whispered, "Yeah, I'm sure you do." But I didn't sleep. I started planning. Not revenge, not at first. Just truth. Something undeniable. 2 nights later, she said she was going out again. Dinner with Tara. I nodded casually. Sounds good. After she left, I called Tara. "Dinner?" Tara repeated. "No." She said she had plans with you tonight. That was all I needed. I didn't follow her this time. Instead, I prepared a surprise she said she never got from me. I set the dining table, candles, her favorite wine, soft music. Something romantic. Something she always said I didn't do. Then I placed my phone in the corner recording, not for drama, but for truth. I needed to see who she became when she didn't know I was watching. When I heard her car pull in, my heart raced. She walked in, heels hitting the floor, perfume filling the room, perfume she never wore for me. "Mark," she asked, shocked, "what is all this?" I smiled gently. "Just a surprise." Her eyes softened for a second. Guilt? Confusion? I couldn't tell. "You didn't have to." "I know," I said quietly, "but I wanted to. You said I never surprise you." We sat. We talked surface things. She texted under the table, trying to seem present. And then, right as she lifted her wine glass, I asked, "So how was yoga?" She froze. Color drained from her face. "It was good," she whispered. "Was it? Or did it end early because he showed up?" Her hand shook, glass tapping the plate. "What are you talking about?" I stood, went to the drawer, and pulled out a photo, the one I captured from my car. Her and that man, too close, too familiar. "You followed me," she gasped. "I watched you," I said, "because I needed to see it with my own eyes. You said I never surprised you, Emma. Well, surprise." Tears filled her eyes. "Mark, it's not what it looks like." "Then explain," I said flat. She said nothing, and in that silence, everything answered itself. I picked up my phone, stopped the recording, slipped it into my pocket. "I'm not angry," I said, though my voice cracked. "Just done." Her face crumbled. "Please, Mark, it was stupid. I didn't mean for it to go this far." "You chose this," I said. "You could have talked to me. You could have told me what you needed. But you didn't want honesty, you wanted excitement. And you found it somewhere else." She sobbed. "Don't do this. You want a surprise?" I said quietly, "Here's one more." I placed an envelope on the table. "What's this?" she asked. "Divorce papers. Already signed." Her jaw dropped. "You planned this." "No," I said. "You planned it. The moment you walked out that door the first time." I grabbed my coat and headed for the door. "You said I never surprised you, Emma. Looks like I finally did." I left, candles still lit, dinner untouched, and whatever version of myself I used to be fading behind me. The next morning, I drove to the lake, the place that used to be ours when everything was simple and laughter was real. I sat there watching the water move beneath a dull sky and felt a strange calm that only comes after a storm you weren't sure you'd make it through. My phone buzzed over and over, her apologies, her regrets, her desperate messages. I didn't open a single one. Some surprises, I realized, are meant to make you smile. They're meant to wake you up. She wanted excitement. I wanted peace.